a real historian who understands the real DNA of Linton Street. And Robbo joins us this morning. Hey, Mickey.
Just came from Linton Street, Ed. It's usually a happy place. Not so this morning, and that misty rain typified our mood. There's a bit of a memorial going on down there now, so I'd say there's going to be a lot of flowers, a lot of jumpers, scarves, and they've actually put a massive billboard in the foyer of all the fun times that we had with Spud. There's a great shot of Barks and him together, and Spud virtually took over from Barks. We've lost two skippers, Ed, but they were both practical jokers. And I know you've been having a bit of fun here on Triple M. That's how we roll. It's fantastic that you're doing that. So, he just took over from Barks.
So Barks, of course, is the great Trevor Barker, and Barks was the city bloke, and Spud was the country bloke, and you were on sale the century in those days, and you were all sharp and getting around the nightclubs. First bloke I ever saw in leather pants was Trevor Barker.
Oh, yeah.
And Robbo just...
You've got to be good to pull off leather pants.
Oh, mate, I was just standing one out, one back, watching the Masters at work in those days.
He had leather poisoning.
And then on the other side of things, you'd have the boys from Bungaree and Ballarat coming in. You had Robbie Muir, you had
Val
Perovic coming down, you had Daryl Cunningham, you had Joffa Cunningham,
Greg
you had
Burns.
Greg Burns, probably, I reckon, still one of the toughest players in the history of the game. Mad.
He's one of the few players that Lee Matthews stayed away from. Greg Burns.
Yeah.
You just didn't worry about
But you had these guys coming together. What was it like in those days, the city boys and the country boys?
Well, half our team came from Ballarat. So Graham Jelly ended up coaching at St Kilda. So he's another one.
Mick Malthouse in the old days.
The names just from all. So we played our practice games up there. A lot of pubs in Ballarat. And
including the Cattle Yard Hotel, which was Plugger Seniors Pub.
So it was a lot of their birthdays went to Plugger's 21st, Spud's birthdays. And as we spoke about last night, Luke, the fact that the Tuddenhams came from there, the McGuans and the Frawleys, they were all around that area. Unbelievable memories.
And Robert, you're just describing Bungaree, the famous Bungaree, the seventh generation of Spud farmers from Ireland are the Frawleys and the McGuans and the Tuddenhams as well. But Spud, they're a big family, the Frawleys, and he grew up. His brother Charger, who's been a big force in Northern Territory football. They're a pretty interesting family, the Frawleys.
It is. He was so honoured to be a Ballarat Bungaree bloke. I remember going up having a cup of tea with his parents. He loved his parents. And they lived in his bedroom was a shoebox. And the three brothers used to live like side by side in the bed. You couldn't even get down the sides to make it, Ed. The beds were never made for about 20 years. And he had a space the size of a telephone box to hang two pairs of jeans and a pair of overalls. But he was wrapped. He was wrapped that he actually spent his whole life with his brothers in a telephone box, seriously.
One of the things that people have picked up a little bit on, he was a fine athlete. He was a great endurance runner. He was tough and he was skillful, but he made the most of everything he had. But he was a great athlete.
Yeah, and he came from a family, I think his father could have run stall or one of the qualifiers. I know his brothers were really quick, and Spud was quick. And then when we retired, we got on the bike. We rode bikes seriously in the mornings for 5 years.
Eric Banner, Paul
Tuddenham. And then that linked in with a couple of other blokes. And even when Nick Revolt and a few of those guys actually finished their career, they jumped on the bike. It was all influenced by Spud because he was such a leader.
So tell me, you were a senior player when Spud came into the St Kilda family. What was he like as a young bloke coming in? And when did he assert himself? Because he basically, for 2/3 or 3/4 of his career, was captain of the club.
He took over, Ed. He was an unmade bed. Seriously, he was so messy, where Barks was so groomed. But he ran that whole mob. Him and Plugger were unbelievable. The fact that sometimes they didn't even get to training. I remember they used to pinch lettuces from an orchard from this old farmer who came out with a salt gun trying to shoot them. There's 1,000 of those. So, to have Plugger and to have Frawley at such a young age, played 4 or 5 years with them, we physically had to hold Plugger's hand and take him down the race in his first game because he was petrified to go out there in his first game. Once he got out there.
He got over it pretty quickly.
Terrified a few others after that.
He ripped in him. But Spud was always pushing Plugger, though. Always pushing him.
There's a story that came up on Facebook the other day that I did back in Channel 10 days of the last game at Moorabbin. And I might try and pull it out. It was just, and it was, I mean, I did the story, but you forget all these things all these years later. And what really struck me was the fun times of Moorabbin. Everyone was standing up on fences and cans. You had the animal enclosure. You had the cheer squad and the people behind the goals. You had the girls trying to look in the slate windows at the players having a shower, and the blokes throwing water out, mucking around. And, of course, the social club
Oh,
was,
wow.
was huge. Were
We-
you there the night when Plugger belted Ricky Lott?
Yeah.
Ricky Watt, who was the
yeah.
CEO of St Kilda at the time. It was a circus down at St Kilda every week. It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
We had we had players from other teams that would play on a Saturday, but then come to the St Kilda Disco on the Saturday night. I remember Pants Mullane, Banksy, all the Carlton blokes ended
Yeah.
up, the Richmond blokes. And we used to stand under that big disco ball with Molly Meldrum and worship it. You know, like it was unreal.
It was the hottest place in town. They used to, I remember Steve Parsons and Dean Herbert would be the bouncers on a Friday night at the St Kilda Disco and play for St Kilda on the Saturday afterwards. It was unbelievable, wasn't it? The funny times.
They were henchmen, those two, weren't they? Yeah, you didn't. How many lunatics did we have at St Kilda too? When you think about
Oh
it.
yeah, it was.
I'm
a
glad
funny
I
old
played
place.
for the Saints.
Hey, today you're going to go up and see the Frawley family. As always, the Fox family rally around people. The Fox family have been through their own tragedies in this situation. Can you just give us a bit of a thought today after you spoke so eloquently on Darcy's show last night, and you are a naturally vivacious character and you look for the happy side of things, as Spud did as well. But what does Danny Frawley mean to you, Michael?
Oh, yeah, he's a true mate. Wow, I am going up to Ballarat, and Lindsay's. We're going to jump in. We're going to fly up, and I know Gil's involved, and Nick Revold as well. So there's a few St Kilda blokes going up there to see Anita and the Ballarat people, and that's going to be a hellstorm, I'd say, because they're so thick. But for Spud, to me, as I said, to lose Trevor Barker and now to lose Danny Frawley, who you regard not only as a teammate but true mates, and you've got it at football clubs, and so have you, Luke. It's a tragedy, absolute tragedy. I can't wait, but I'm so upset that I know that I'm going to be hugging the family up there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough morning, but it's something we have to do. So you can hear my emotions now. You know, the sound of it is pretty special to me.
Yeah. Good on you, Mick, and thanks for coming in
Thanks,
this morning,
Robbo.
mate. And I
Thanks,
think you've
Robbo.
been great to stand up. We needed some people who are really close to stand up and just enunciate what's really going through people's minds. And you've been a great spokesperson for your old mate. You've done him proud in the last 24 hours, buddy.
Just one thing, the fact that he was so down to get up and get over that hurdle and to go and help others, to me, that's leadership.
Good on you, buddy. Mick, give the family a hug on behalf of everybody in football.
I will.
Thanks,
Michael
Robbo.
Roberts.